Welcome to Cake Playground, where it's all about the fun. This lesson is on how to make a magnolia from modeling chocolate. The modeling chocolate gives the magnolias a beautiful waxy look and are delicious. They can be used on top of cupcakes and on top of cakes in an arrangement. You will need the following materials and equipment: white and dark chocolate modeling chocolate, a small rolling pin, a cutting mat, cornstarch, a 5-petal cutter, and a leaf cutter, a forming cup, a small knife, gum paste tool, ball tool, and a small spatula. You will also need a thick piece of foam, a paintbrush, some gold luster dust, and a paper towel. We will start out by rolling the modeling chocolate out to an even thickness of about 1/8 of an inch. When you start working with the modeling chocolate, it's a little hard and crumbly, so you will need to press it between your fingers and warm it up in your palms, and knead it in small little batches, and then mix the little batches together till it's the consistency that you want. When the modeling chocolate is about the consistency of Play-Doh, kind of flatten it between your hands, and then finish the flattening with a rolling pin. You're going to roll from the center out and turn 90 degrees. If you have trouble lifting it from the mat, just use a small spatula, get underneath it, and loosen it from the mat. That way you can lift it and turn it 90 degrees. Continue rolling to an even thickness of 1/8 inch. Cut the petals with a small 5-petal cutter. Press the cutter into the dough, and then you're going to rub the cutter against the mat to help cut the modeling chocolate away from the cutter. Hold the cutter while you pull the excess modeling chocolate away. Turn the cutter and smooth any rough edges. Press the petals out with your fingers. Now we're going to cup the petals using a thick piece of foam and a ball tool. Press pretty firmly on the end of the petal to form the cup, and then roll toward the center. Do the same with all 5 petals. When you have completed all 5 petals, and they look like this, you can move them over to a forming cup while you work on the next set of petals. When the petals are in the forming cup, use the small end of the ball tool to press lightly in the center. Roll and cut another set of petals, but we're only going to use 3 of them for the inner petals. So cut away 2 with a small knife and set them aside. Cut the other 3 petals into individual petals, and then cut the tip off of each petal. For each of the 3 inner petals, we're going to roll them on the foam and then pinch the end and then flatten the end. Add these 3 petals to the petals you have in the forming cup. I'm going to use my finger and the gum paste tool to press these petals into the petals I already have in the forming cup. All you need is a little pressure to stick them to the other petals. So when you're done, the petals should look like this. Next, we're going to form the dark center. So take a piece of the dark modeling chocolate and roll it until smooth. This is about the size of a pea. Put it into the center of the magnolia and then press with the small end of the ball tool so that you form a little cup in the dark chocolate. Next, you're going to make some little dots on the outer edge of the cup with your gum paste tool. To make the 2 leaves, roll out some white modeling chocolate. And I'm using a small leaf cutter to cut out the 2 leaves. Again, I'm rubbing the modeling chocolate against the mat to help cut it. Then press out the 2 leaves. Use the narrow end of your gum paste tool to make some veins in the leaves. You don't have to be exact. These are kind of fantasy flower leaves. But make sure that the veining is all going the same direction and give some veining down the center. Your leaf should look something like this. If you want to, you can add some gold highlights. Put some luster dust onto a paper towel and with a paintbrush apply a small amount of highlights. Start in the middle and work out, but not too much in the highlights. A little goes a long way. You can also add some gold highlights to the leaf. Just go down the center and put the heaviest amount on the center of the leaf and on the tip of the leaf. Again, don't be too heavy-handed. And here we have the finished magnolia. Now you can do this in a variety of shades and variations on the petals and on the centers, as I've done here. They make a great decoration that is tasty and beautiful. Come to cakeplayground.com for the product list used in this video, and visit Cake Playground for the video on how to make modeling chocolate. At Cake Playground, it's all about the fun.